So when I was 13, 14 years old, there was this girl that I really liked in my class. I was in junior high school in Egypt. The girl was so attractive, and one of my friends had told me that she was interested in me as well, that she found me attractive at the very least. But here's the problem I had with this girl. I was painfully shy, not just with her, but with girls in general, especially the ones I liked. Anytime I'd be even near them, in terms of like being around them and just trying to talk to them and having them talk to me, I'd be so nervous. I won't be confident at all. I wouldn't know what to say. My heart would start beating faster, filled with all this adrenaline and anxiety about approaching them, what they're gonna think of me, what should I say? And I was very interested in this girl, and every time I'd see her, I'd chicken out from talking to her or asking for her number. I even told my grandpa about this girl. My grandpa was such an open-minded dude. He was so easy to talk to at a young age. And he would advise me, he was like, go take her number. And the days just kept going on and on and on. Every single time I would see her, I would chicken out. Every single time I'd see her with her friends, I wouldn't even look at them. I'd look the other way, even though they were looking at me, which is actually funny because it's like kind of like an invitation. And then I told myself, at the last day of finals, I'm gonna talk to her and get her number so that we can connect throughout the summer. But did I do that? Absolutely not. I chickened out. That's the problem most guys face. And my level of interest in her obviously is not the same because back then I was a completely different person. But I tell you the story because a lot of men today, if not most men, are way too afraid of approaching the type of women they want. And because they're afraid of approaching the type of women they want, they end up not able to attract that specific type of woman because they're so anxious, they're so nervous. And because that happens, subconsciously they have this programming that I can't approach this specific girl because I am so scared. I am scared of what will happen. I am scared of being rejected. When really, I'm telling you based from experience, it's really not that difficult once you get the reps in. Because let me tell you something. What's the absolute worst that could happen if you're really interested in a girl and you ask her out or you ask for her number or you try to start a conversation with her? The absolute worst that could happen is you're gonna get rejected and she's not gonna be interested. And she's gonna be like, I'm sorry, no. But what's good about rejection is it teaches you things. It teaches you lessons. It grows your I don't give a fuck muscle in your brain where you no longer care what other people think of you. So most of you watching this video are probably going to be in the position where you're too afraid to talk to girls you want, or if you're not too afraid, you don't have the type of confidence, that absolute confidence, that total confidence and swagger with women or with people in general that you would like to have. And my solution to you is really simple, and I've talked about it literally in at least 5 other videos. But it's so effective, it's so powerful, and I've applied it myself when I was 21 years old, and it worked wonders. And here's the advice I would give you. I want you to approach, over the course of 1 month, 100 different attractive women who are strangers over the course of that month. Do not approach them at a club or bar. Their guard is typically up and every other guy's trying to hit on them and she might think you're a pervert. I personally recommend the mall because it's in public and at the same time it's a safe place. It's not a place where, for example, she could get kidnapped or something bad could happen to her. There's security, and also typically women aren't used to being approached when they're at the mall. More times than not, they have errands to run and they have things to buy and she's probably bored out of her mind. And when you're gonna come here and approach her, especially if your style's on point, your swagger's on point, your confidence is on point, she'll probably be really refreshed at the fact that you're doing that. So what I want you to do, approach 100 different attractive women who are strangers over the course of the month. I won't recommend the mall that's like right next to your house because just in case you're afraid of other people knowing who you are or what you're doing over there, you might come off as a creep even though obviously you're not. But I personally would recommend that. Go to a different mall, let's say 20, 30 minutes away. Do this over the course of a month and talk to them about literally anything. I'm not gonna tell you how to approach, what to say, when to say it. The only thing I'll tell you is don't approach them from the back because then you could come off as kind of a creep. Approach them from the front. Approach them even if she's sitting down at the food court in the mall, for example. If she's in a store all by herself and she's not super busy, approach her, say what's on your mind. That is irrelevant. And here's what I'm gonna tell you. As you put the reps in to talk to these girls, you're gonna get more skilled and naturally confident at being able to do this. Because what is confidence? Confidence, simply put, is the ability to do something and to do it well. And the way to be able to do this, which is talk to attractive girls, is by putting in enough reps and doing it enough times to the point where it's second nature to you, to the point where you're not even thinking about it anymore. Where you're not thinking about what you're saying, you're very present in the moment. And I assure you, if you apply this advice, which is very simple yet so powerful and effective, you will see night and day differences over the course of just 1 month. Huge differences, exponential differences. And the best way for you to actually implement this advice is to have an accountability partner who will hold you accountable right there at the mall with you or at that public place. Because if you don't have that accountability partner, you can just chicken out and leave. But if you have that accountability partner and you tell him specifically that you're going there to do it and you don't do it, it's like, oh shit, you kind of look like you're full of shit and you're not really serious about this. But you do that, you approach these women. At first, it's gonna be really nerve-wracking. You're probably gonna get rejected a lot. Most of them are going to reject you. Some of them might think you're really creepy, but that doesn't matter. What matters is the skill set you are going to develop after talking to 10, 20, 30, 40, easier. You're suddenly gonna notice by maybe girl number 10, 15 that it's really not that difficult. By girl number 30, it's basically not really a task. And by girl number 60, 70, you're a natural at this. By girl number 100, you could coach other men to do the same. You're gonna be very humorous by nature. You're just gonna be yourself. I want you to be yourself. I don't want you to be someone you're not. And then when you get to that stage where you can talk to any girl, anytime, in any place, regardless of the outcome, we're not concerned with the outcome right now. We're concerned with developing the skill sets. Out of those 100 women, there's naturally going to be probably, let's say, 4 women who are interested in you that you could probably take out. So that's a win-win situation. And then you'll notice that you're gonna be really present in these next interactions or with any woman in the future because of the skill set you've built up. To the point where you no longer have to think about what to say. You're not worried about what they think about you. You're not even worried about what you're gonna say next. You're looking them in the eye with confidence. Your natural humor just comes out without pretending to be someone you're not. And you're probably gonna playfully start teasing them in a really friendly way. Obviously, she'll know you're joking. You're not trying to put her down. But as you do this and you get the reps in, and again, as long as you have your style on point, which is a separate topic, a separate video, you should have that down pat, and your beard, your hair, those all intertwine. And then when you approach these girls, as long as they find you at least somewhat attractive, you have a chance. If she doesn't find you attractive, no matter how confident you are, no matter what skill set you have, it's just not gonna work. But I assure you that if she does find you attractive, or if they find you attractive, your odds are way higher. So I want you to do this, and then you'll notice naturally, without even looking at my videos or anyone else's videos, that what women really want, the way they want you to talk to them, is basically using confidence, which stems from truth and authenticity. Even if you guys disagree on anything, and you could disagree and be playful and funny and witty and fun. She could tell you, for example, my favorite car is a Volkswagen Beetle. You're like, ew, what kind of car is that? That's disgusting. Come on, you're better than that. And you're joking, obviously. You're doing it playfully. You're not bringing her down. Anything. It doesn't matter what you're saying. What matters is the feelings you're giving her. And if you're giving her those powerful feelings by speaking from truth and authenticity, and confidence, because you've done this so many times, you're naturally going to develop the skill set within you to the point where you don't even need coaching or guidance or other people to tell you how to do it. And then and only then you'll be able to talk to any girl at any time in any place. And who knows where you're gonna find the girl that you really want who actually becomes your wife in the future. You never know. So the way girls actually want you to talk to them is by using authenticity, come from a place of truth, and also some banter or playfulness. Don't be so serious all the time. Be playful, be lighthearted. Women love it when you're lighthearted, because when you're playful and lighthearted, it makes you so much easier to talk to, and you bring her guard down. You see, when she's first meeting you, you're a stranger, so her guard is all the way up. She has no idea who you are. But then when you use humor and banter, her guard's gonna go down slowly the better you are at making her guard down by making her feel safe and comfortable. And when she feels that way with you, she's gonna want you to talk to her more because she feels safe and comfortable in your presence, and also in the fact that you are confident within yourself, which makes her feel even more safe and comfortable to talk to you. You see, man, talking to women, especially beautiful women, it's really not that difficult. What's difficult is, for most guys, building the skill set because they don't have that skill set. Luckily for me, when I was 21 years old, I built this skill set, and you could be just like me. If I could do it, you could do it. You're gonna have the skill set, you're going to develop it, and you're going to be able to speak to women with authenticity and looking them in the eye with confidence, with presence, instead of being all jittery and nervous, asking like an interview-based question. She doesn't want interview-based questions, bro. She wants questions that lead to her igniting her level of attraction. She wants questions that lead to her bringing her guard down. She wants questions leading her to feel more connected with you and more trustworthy of you and more safe with you. That's what she wants. She doesn't want you to be like, where'd you grow up? How many siblings do you have? Sure, there's no problem with those questions in and of themselves, but don't only ask boring questions. Ask deep questions. Ask open-ended questions that have no end. For example, what's your favorite memory from your childhood? Why was it so powerful to you? What's your favorite memory? What's your most nostalgic moment from your childhood? It could be anything. Don't memorize these questions even. Ask questions that come naturally to you. What comes naturally to you is not necessarily what comes naturally to me. And I guarantee you, if you stick to this assignment, 100 different attractive women over the course of the month, you will see a huge difference in your results and in your confidence and swagger within yourself in just a short amount of time. And you have my word for that, as long as you truthfully implement it and you are a growth-minded person instead of a person who has a loser's mindset.